Welcome to the Raiders Zone with Sergio. Welcome to the Raiders Zone with yeah.
What's going on, Raider Nation? Welcome to the Raider Zone with me, Sergio. We drafted cornerback Jermond McCoy and Mike Washington Jr. Now, Jermond McCoy could be an absolute steal. I'll get to more of that in a bit. And Mike Washington Jr., he reminds me of a certain player in the NFL. He plays on the Dolphins. You might know who he is. But let's go into Jermond McCoy's draft profile. So it says he'll become a good starter within 2 years. I don't think it's going to take that long if he can get back to his good health, right? His overview. McCoy is a toolsy outside corner with cornerback one flashes, but an ACL tear robbed him of a much-needed third season. Hips and feet are smooth, allowing for quality lateral transitions and efficient gathers to match hard-breaking curls. He's athletic in his recoveries, but average acceleration leaves him chasing too often on go routes. You can work on that. Let's go to his strengths and weaknesses. Former triple and long jumper with explosive lowers. Posted 16 passes defensed, including 6 interceptions from 2023 to 2024. Patient in the early phasing, allowing receivers to declare before opening. Let's check out some of his weaknesses. Struggles to stay in phase against speedy route benders. Loses poise and will grab when the rep becomes challenging. This is the big one. Missed the 2025 season with an ACL tear. That's the big one on this guy. He could never play again, or he could be a top 10 cornerback in the NFL. We're the Raiders. What city are we playing in? Las Vegas. Let's gamble. 50-50, you know? 50-50 you good, and 50-50 you never play again. That's not bad in the 4th round. I swear. I thought this dude, his talent is there. There's no doubt. His talent is absolutely there. I thought this dude's knee fell off the bone. Turns out it might have. I don't know. But boy, if he can get back to who he was in college, he may have to miss this season. It depends on what the Raiders want to do, right? From what I've heard, they have to pull a bone plug from his knee if he needs that surgery again. And if that fails, he's done. He'll never play again. That's essentially his career, right? That's what I've heard about his knee. But if it takes next time, we got a great cornerback. He may miss a year, right? But he's elite. If he can, his knee can come back, right? And this is a little thing about Jordan Schultz. He said, Jermond McCoy is a bona fide top 10 talent who the Raiders just got in the 4th round. If healthy, that's the big if. He could become the steal of this entire draft, which I completely believe. I didn't mean to click on that. But all right. Now let's talk about running back Mike Washington Jr. I think he just reminds me of Devon A-Chain with a little more power, right? Let's check out his numbers. Will eventually be an average starter, right? He ran a 4.33 40. Buddy is zoom, right? Production score, low. Athleticism score, super fast, right? Let's see his overview. Washington made stops at 3 different colleges and showed improvement with each move to a new school. That's what I like to see. If you improve every single year, that means you haven't reached your ceiling. That means you can just keep going. So what can he be? Who knows? He's fast with loose hips and adequate agility. He's not very sudden in tight quarters and is a step slow to see it and go to when the hole opens. Let's check out his strengths. Blends imposing size with impressive straight line speed. I will say Zamir White had impressive straight line speed, but he was not agile. If there wasn't a big hole, he was just going to run into his own people. He has agile feet and loose hips, allow for a smooth change of direction. He has burst to keep the run wide and beat flowing pursuit to the corner. Reads blocks and moves fluidly through lane development inside. Now, that's something that's super important, especially when we got Lindenberg, Jackson Powers Johnson, and Colton Miller, who are excellent in the running game, you need to be able to wiggle through there. I think he's an excellent complement to Ashton Jeanty. Let's check out some of his weaknesses. He needs to gather steps getting into downhill cuts and outside zone schemes. So we're going to run a lot of outside zone. That's just what Clint Kubiak likes to run. So we can work on that. I like our coaches we have. Can be a step slow to see the opening and trigger downhill. Needs to become more willful and aggressive between the tackles. That's nice because, he's not going to be our starter. He's our running back 2. Dylan Lobby's our running back 3, which I don't even know if he's going to see any touches. When he barely touches it, he fumbles. So we'll see how that goes. But let's check this out. This is his 40 time, right? He's flying. 4.3340. And this is what Brian Baldinger had to say. Raiders got the best running back in the draft last year, and maybe the second best running back in the draft this year, with taking Mike Washington Jr. with the 122nd pick in the 4th round. Now, I'm not going to play this whole video, right? All right, so my audio got a little messed up right here. So I was just talking about watching Mr. Mike Washington Jr. Brian Baldinger said he's the second best running back in the draft, and he has a little wiggle right there. He went in, did pretty good. But my audio is going to pick back up right here in a few seconds. But overall, looks like a pretty good running back. But this is what I think about him. I think he's pretty good. He's really fast. If we can get him out in space, if we get our wide receivers to block, I think our blocking is going to be much better. Just simply with the coaching we have. Even if we kept the same team from last year, I think our run game goes up 10 spots. We'll be 22nd in the league instead of a 32nd. We were just horrible all throughout last year. But I still thank you, Gino and Pete Carroll. You guys got us Fernando Mendoza, and I will forever love you guys for that. Right? But I don't know. What do you guys think? I think he's going to be a really good compliment to Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty's more of the power, wiggle, never goes down on the first hit unless there's 3 defenders in the backfield and he just touched the ball, which we saw a lot of last year. Our line's going to be a lot better. I really do like Zoom. He can work on his run blocking a little bit more, but I don't know. I like this pick. What do you guys think? I know we just made a few selections. I'm a little behind. I've been pretty busy today, But what do you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Check out my other videos. And have a good day. Toodaloo.